Well, Rusty is getting a nice cool drink standing out here on the other side of pit wall. And Rusty, got your work cut out for you today, starting back, a spark plug problem the first round of qualifying?
Yeah, I went to qualify and a spark plug closed up on it. And when the plug closed up, it just run on 7 cylinders. So I had to requalify the second day and start back in the back. And just everybody's getting sorted out right now. I just need to get a little room. We can start passing cars to get up there.
It's got to be kind of tough on your mental outlook going into this race because you're not used to starting these road races back here in the middle of the pack.
Well, you'd rather start up front, but we're only 6 laps into it. This is a 90-lapper, so we got a long time to go.
I guess it's more of a survival game, the first half of one of these races, maybe first half, 3/4 on one of these tough road courses.
Well, you want to make sure that you don't, the first half, you want to make sure your car's handling, and if you got any changes you need to make, you better get them planned out. Basically, that's about it. You know, just take it easy. Make sure you don't do anything weird the first half. Be a little conservative getting into corners, although you want to get up front. It doesn't pay any money to run up front right now.
That's Rusty Wallace. We've got Sterling Marlin, who's also climbed out of his car, and we will try and get back to Sterling in a minute. Let's go down pit road to Jerry Punch.
Well, at the head of the field, gentlemen, a lot of the drivers have climbed out and are standing around. The guy who led the first lap and set on the pole here, Terry Labonte. And Terry, first of all, congratulations on a great effort in the pole. And you were anxious to get out there and lead that first lap.
Well, I don't know why. You know, it's a long race, but got a good start on the start, and the car's running good. So I noticed Ernie was coming up pretty fast back there. So it ought to be a good show when we go back to racing.
Here's a man who dominated a Busch race here a month or so ago. And over here to my left, we'll talk Ernie Irvin, is sitting in third spot in the Kodak Chevrolet. And Ernie, looks like Terry got a little jump on you guys.
Yeah, I think he had a rocket ship underneath him when he took off. He wanted to make sure he made it to the first turn first, and he did that.
The radials feel pretty good to you?
They really do. It's amazing how good they feel. I think it's taken us all a little while to get used to them because they're a tire you can't really get broke loose and then gather it back up. So we just can't throw the car around as much. But you know, now I can feel myself getting a little loose, and it doesn't seem to bother us. So we'll come back next year and not have any trouble.
Let me just quickly say hello to 2 guys that Jack Roush has made very happy. Of course, the young man who had a tremendous year last year, Mark Martin, was running second. Mark, think you can handle Terry?
Well, I don't know. I wish that was the only guy I had to worry about. We're awful strong. The Folgers Thunderbird is great. We're ready for them, but there's going to be a half a dozen that are really hard to beat here today.
Mark is going to be one of them. And Wally Dallenbach Jr., the young man who had an announcement we mentioned before and will drive next year for Jack Roush and driving a good car. Wally, you're giving them all they can handle here in your first Winston Cup start on a road course.
Well, we're trying to. We've got a great car this weekend, and it's great to start this far up front. And we're just going to try to get through half this race and then be able to race at the end, I hope.
We're very happy for you. That's a great announcement, and you're with a good team.
Thank you. It should be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Wally Dallenbach Jr., he'll be in contention all afternoon, as will the other 3 or 4 drivers we talked to here at the front of the grid. Bob?
And Wally will restart in 6th position when we go back to green. Our concern is for the condition of J.D. McDuffie, involved in a serious crash down in turn 5. That's the reason for our red flag. Back in a moment. Race has been stopped on the 6th lap because of a crash in turn number 5. Involved J.D. McDuffie and Jimmy Means. Now Jimmy is okay. They continue to work at the scene on the J.D. McDuffie car. Here is a look at the crash once again. Again, this is the end of turn number 5. The tire has come off the car and J.D. goes into that barrier and the tires and overturns, and Jimmy Means, then his car also comes in and hits the tires, but it does not overturn. And there is the crash scene right now as many ambulances and safety officials are on the scene. As soon as we know something, we will pass the word along to you. In the meantime, let's run down the order they are running right now. The leader of the race is Terry Labonte. He grabbed the lead at the drop of the green flag from the pole position and continues to hold on to the lead. Mark Martin is second, then Irvin, Schrader, and Jeff Bodine. Running 6 through 10, there's Wally Dallenbach and Dorsey Schrader, Lake Speed, Darrell Waltrip, and Dale Earnhardt. Alan Kulwicki is running 11th, then Brett Bodine. Bill Elliott has made a significant move in the first few laps of this race. Dale Jarrett and Morgan Shepherd are running 14th and 15th. Chad Little is 16th, then Ricky Rudd, who also has moved up 4 positions from his starting spot. Harry Gant, Sterling Marlin, and Rusty Wallace, who has moved up 1 spot. Derek Cope, Rick Wilson, Joe Ruttman, Bobby Hillen, and Richard Petty are 21 through 25. 26 through 30 include Hut Strickland, Jimmy Spencer, Davey Allison, John Paul Jr., and Rick Mast. Bobby Hamilton, Michael Waltrip, Kim Campbell making his first Winston Cup start. Ted Musgrave and Jim Durhog also making his first Winston Cup start in 35th position. And then Oma Kimbrough, Dave Marcus, and Irv Hare. We noticed Davey Allison all the way down in 28th position. He was in the pits before the race started. John Kernan is there.
Well, Davey is far back now, a lot farther than you qualified, the top 10 qualifying spot, but you had a problem with the throttle linkage at the start of the race.
Yeah, the Heim joint on the throttle linkage froze up and the throttle was hanging wide open, so we had to do something. There's no way I could drive around this racetrack, you know, and try to be smooth and keep from crashing with the thing hanging up. But Robert and Devin, Larry, and all the guys jumped on it, and they got the thing changed. And we were working our way back up through there pretty good when the accident happened up there, so I just hope JD's fine. We'll take care of the car on the racetrack, but I just hope JD's okay and Jimmy's all right.
You know, you shocked a lot of people about your road course driving ability back in June at Sears Point. You came out here and things kind of started off a little on the bad side for you.
Yeah, you know, I'm wearing a splint on my hand from having my hand broken, and first thing everybody says was it because of your hand? Did you crash because of your hand? I said, no, I crashed because of my head. I didn't use it. And I just drove down in the corner too fast on the first lap. I either hooked the curb or hit something that I shouldn't have hit and lost the car and spun out and hit the wall. So they jumped on the car and fixed it. Nobody got depressed. They all jumped on there and worked hard, and you know, things running good. So I gotta say, they're doing a great job for me. And, you know, it makes the driver feel good too when he makes a mistake like that and the crew doesn't get on his case. They come in and jump on the car with enthusiasm, and I think that's why this thing runs so good.
Well, Bob, I think Davey will be one of the drivers you'll hear from as the afternoon wears on. He was in turn 6 when the green flag fell, and he's already passed a number of cars and is slowly working his way toward the front.
Davey